It's football season in Montana, and that means it's hunting season too. Keep your taste buds watering whether you're bow hunting or tailgating by staying stocked up on Alpine Touch. The traditional seasoning is perfect for any and all meat. The barbecue sauce, perfect for your tailgate. And the sunflower seeds, amazing, are ideal for hunting camp or your seat at the football stadium. Available at retail locations around the state or at alpinetouch.com. Alpine Touch, Montana's special spice.
Well, Coach, your first time ever Washington Grizzly Stadium, but that's Sac State's first win ever here. So just talk about the win and what it took for your guys to get this victory.
Yeah, our team's resilient. You know, there were many a times where the game could have turned one way or another. It did. We talked about playing through the ebbs and flows. You know, obviously, a difficult place to play. It wasn't understated, or I'm sorry, it wasn't overstated. People talked about this place and the energy and the fans, and they were in it. They were in it the whole game. So. Great challenge against a really good team, a really well-coached team. Just couldn't be more proud of our guys.
Jake, you talk about the opening drive. You guys looked pretty sharp right out the gates and never trailed after you scored on that first possession.
Yeah, I mean, we just wanted to start fast and, you know, just execute everything we'd been working on throughout the week. And, you know, we wanted to come out and punch them in the mouth, you know, and set the tempo. I feel like every time you start with the ball, that's your number one goal, and obviously put points on the board. So I just want to start fast and then keep that energy throughout the whole game.
Marcus, what were you guys able to do to limit Montana? It seemed like, particularly rushing the passer, you guys had a hell of a day.
Yeah, I mean, we executed what we called. Everything we did in practice, we transformed over here. We played a great game.
Coach, can you talk about Coach Thompson's game plan? And I mean, this is a big weekend for him in a lot of ways, but I mean, he might have been the MVP of your guys' team today.
I've said since you know, we just met each other when I hired him, I knew who he was, but he's the smartest football guy that I've been around. I've been around some really, really smart guys. There's nobody smarter than him. And the plan he put together, his composure, how he gets the most out of his guys. He's always looking for a way to help his guys. He's not one of those coaches that just blames the players. He's always trying to find different ways. So he's as valuable as they get in our program. And an even better person, and a great Grizzly, obviously.
Sort of I don't know, controversial, whatever. The spot at the end of the fourth down. I'm not going to ask you about that, but what did you think your team's response after that?
It was great. I mean, it was. They said it was progress, which I disagree with. You know, but hey, that's the way it happens sometimes. Jake had a great effort, but our defense responded. They didn't blink. They went right out on the field and got the stop.
Coach, your own offensive game plan, I mean, everybody tries to mitigate the impact of Montana's pass rush. I think they only had one sack today. How are you able to keep them off balance, get the ball out quickly?
Yeah, I mean, a very aggressive team, very active, so they present a lot of challenges. It was definitely a challenge preparing for them, but to be honest with you, we're always going to do our stuff with the little wrinkles here and there, and you know, pass protection. We did a great job. Part of that is also on the quarterbacks, you know, getting rid of the football, not holding on to it. So it's a two-way deal. But really talented team and a very aggressive and difficult on defense. Very huge challenge.
Did you notice Montana try anything different on offense throughout the game, or were they going back to a lot of the same stuff?
You know, I got to be completely honest. I really focus on the defensive side of the ball. I'm the offensive coordinator, so I have great trust for our defensive staff. I've watched a limited amount of stuff from them on offense. I have my hands full on the other side of the ball.
Coach, to that point, it felt like the middle of the field was very open offensively throughout the game. How do you feel like both Jake and really the entire unit just went about, you know?
Yeah, well, it's, you know, starts obviously with pass protection, and then both our quarterbacks, Jake was outstanding, very composed under pressure, make great decisions, make a bunch of huge throws. But it was obviously a team effort. I was proud of these guys. It was one of those games where there were a lot of, you know, turning points, if you want to call them. It could have went either way, but our guys, they never blinked.
Marcus talked about those turning points. I mean, your interception was probably the biggest one of the game. What did you see on that play? What was it like having to go down and play defense right after you guys had just forced a punt too, and then to make a play like that?
I mean, every time we take the field, we're just planning on getting the ball back to the offense, and just going into the play, or we have great play call. read our keys, what we expect, and what we were able to get out the pre-play, and then just we executed the play and ended up getting the pick and the ball back to our offense. And like everybody knows, our offense is explosive. They can, as long as we keep giving them the ball, they're gonna keep scoring.
Marcus won't say, but he's one of those guys that's very instinctive. Practice, he's a challenge. He's always around the ball. He's got great hands. He could probably play tight end for us. But those are things we see him do all the time.
Jake, in your mind, was there anything that you guys did operationally to sort of slow down Montana's pass rush?
We worked on it all week in practice. We knew how active and tough they were and that they were going to bring it all 4 quarters. But I have 100% confidence in each one of my O-linemen. They played a hell of a game, first and foremost. And then on the perimeter, we knew that we could attack their secondary and establish the run. And I feel like our O-line is the focal point of the reason why we were able to move the ball so efficiently. But we were just executing everything we worked on in practice, and Coach Taylor does a great job calling the game for us and spreading the ball around and mixing it up and making it hard for them. Everybody talks about how tough Montana's defense can be, and rightfully so. They're a great defense, very talented. But I feel like if we run our offense, it doesn't matter who we're playing. I feel like we can move the ball. So.
And how much of that offense is the quarterback run game, particularly when Ashton's in as well? Because it seemed like that sort of loosened things up all the way across the board.
Yeah, we just try to stay balanced. He can throw the ball just as good as he can run the ball, and I feel like I can run the ball just as good as I can throw the ball.
So big run.
Yeah, we just go with whatever's called at the time and just go through our progressions and our reads and just try to put our team in good down and distance situations. That way we can continue to move the ball down the field.
Coach, I want to follow up with you about just the 2 quarterbacks. I mean, how do you feel out like which one of the guys you want to have in there, especially when they're both playing as well as they were today?
I mean, like Jake said, first off, I really mean this. I have great confidence in either of the guys. They can play the entire time, each one of them. But I feel they're talented enough, and they're great leaders. And so I move them out. It's really just a feel thing. They all know the offense. They all could run each concept. But really, what makes it work is the quality of the people they are. They're really unique guys. Quarterbacks are, in general, they're very competitive and they don't like sharing the position. It's just kind of how they're wired. These guys are really competitive, but they're such great people. You talk about team-oriented and just worried about the team. They cheer for each other. There's never any negative energy in meetings. I can't overstate how important that is, because it can divide a team if you're playing 2 quarterbacks. I've never done it before, but it really is, because these 2 guys are just great teammates, and all the players love them and respect them because they're not only great guys, they're hard workers and they're competitors.
Coach, what was you say maybe the main goal that you wanted to on defense, especially going up against a guy who's making his 2nd career start?
Yeah.
They had a lot of completions, but they were kind of dinking dunks, not a lot of shots.
Yeah, well, he was getting better. He was continuing to prove. Obviously, when you lose your quarterback, that's a tough deal. But for us, it's always the same, trying to tackle well, which we started tackling better at the end of the game. But trying to keep everything in front of you, make them work for it, and then hopefully create some turnovers.
Marcus, you guys are, I think, 11-1 in Big Sky games now since 2019. So how much confidence do you guys have playing in this conference right now?
Oh, we got all the confidence. I mean, in the conference or outside the conference. Like I said, we love our offense. Of course, I'll go to war any of my 10 starters or anybody, all 22 of us. But we have tremendous confidence every week coming in, and that's not just from having one loss. It's from preparing every day. So when we play the game, it's easy.
Stats are on their way up. Should be here in a second. All right. We'll get underway now. We just got Coach and Jace Lewis, and Coach, we'll just start with your initial thoughts and open it up to questions.
Okay, great. Thanks, James. Good by them, not as good by us. Thought we had a good week of preparation. I like our football team. I like our toughness. I like our effort level. I like our competitiveness. I thought we had a great week of preparation. We were focused all week long and into the game, and we just got to play better.
Coach, can you take us through just the last sequence? You guys got the 4th down stop, but then you get the ball back and aren't able to convert. So, in your mind, what'd you think of the stop first of all, and then what was up with the offense not being able to maybe convert?
Well, good by the defense getting them stopped. I would have liked to have seen us get them a little earlier and get 2 shots at it, frankly, but we didn't. We have plenty of time to go get it done, and anytime you're in a clock drive and you take a sack and go the wrong direction makes it hard.
Jace, Sac State gained a lot in the middle of the field, and also they were able to slow down your pass rush a little bit. So what did they do offensively that sort of let them have success?
Yeah, I mean, they came out in 2 backs. We practiced that this week, but yeah, they sort of pass rushed down a little bit, and we just got to play better on 3rd downs too.
Yes.
I'll keep going if we need it. Coach, preparing for the 2 quarterback system, I mean, once you saw it live, what sort of challenges does it present? And what sort of challenges specifically today did the 2 quarterback system for Sac present?
Well, they gave us a greatly higher percentage of 2-back offense. It was skewed way the other way from what the breakdown was. Nothing really new. I don't know how many times Jason and I were talking. I don't know how many times they ran the option play, the speed option. But that's a bit of a change up for him generally, and it was a staple for him today. So, the 2-back stuff, and I think this will be the comment across the board that our inexperience shows sometimes when the picture changes for us a little bit.
Coach, there were a couple times in the game where it felt like if you could make a play, the momentum would swing, especially, they muff the punt and then you get the interception. Was that a key sequence, and did you feel like that there were times that you could capitalize and gain the momentum, just couldn't do it?
Yeah, Sean, I mean, you're on with that. They're all key. When you're in a 1-score game, every play is a key situation. And, it's a shame we gave the ball back to him there after making the good play by our coverage team. They couldn't handle our kicking game stuff. I mean, it was outlandish, but we have not been able to capitalize. And you get presented opportunities in games to either do or don't, and they did more than we did.
Defensively, how would you maybe describe kind of what they were doing? There was a lot of completions, but they were all kind of, short yardage stuff. Was that them not allowing any big plays? Do you wish you took more shots?
Well, I mean, the ball goes where it goes. I mean, the guy has his reads back there, and he throws it where he thinks he should. And we'll go through that with a fine-tooth comb tomorrow and see what we thought of the decision making. That's what coaching is, especially at that position. So we will see. We'll have to see on that. What it was. I'll look at it here if I can see without my reading glasses. He was 29 for 36, so completed a high percentage of his passes.
Coach, continues to be a lot of attrition on defense for you guys. I mean, even in this game, just guys having to go out. Any particular reason for that, do you think?
You mean like if the guy sprains his ankle?
Well, you guys have been facing a lot of plays in the last couple games on the defense, or something like that. I don't know. I was just wondering if you think.
Shoot, that's college football. There's a lot of plays. James will get that fixed.
Well, let's wait for a minute. Oh,
Might be better than what I had to say.
just for 5 minutes.
One way of doing it.
Oh, jeez. Sorry,
And
Coach.
I'm You actually got me to smile, thank you.
You mentioned the young personnel. How challenging is it for freshman quarterback and a lot of freshman skill players to operate things like 2-minute drills? I mean, you had a 2-minute drill at the end of the half, 2-minute drill at the end of the game. I mean, how challenging is it for those young guys that have never seen it before?
Yeah, I mean, we practice that a lot, so we should be good at that. And the ones in the first half was pretty good. We got the field goal, as I busted Sean's chops at halftime about. He said no touchdowns. I said, yeah, your math is great, Sean. Can't divide 6 by 7, but we practice that a lot. I don't know. If I had the answers to some of these questions, we'd be happier right now.
Right. Well, one other thing, just the pass protection. What's the biggest challenge you guys are facing right now in protecting Chris Brown?
I think generally the protection's pretty solid. It's been pretty good. It's pretty solid. I think I'll have to look at it, but I think sometimes we're not. It's not the ball's either not coming out quick enough, or we're not trusting that protection rather than it being a protection breakdown. Now at the end there's a couple. We got beat.
I think Xavier Harris's last run came with like 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Why didn't he return, and just how much did his absence affect the play calling going forward?
Well, it didn't affect the play calling at all, but he was unable to continue.
And I know we saw Cam warm up. How was he available to come in today if you needed him to?
I don't know. I have to ask our doctor. We warmed him up and see how he could do. He wasn't going to start.
Jace, obviously, losing sucks. You guys expect to win every game that you play. Just mentality moving forward. How do you regroup and just know that hey, there's a lot of season ahead of you, and you just got to keep plugging along?
Yeah, like Coach said in the locker room, I mean, we just got to lick our wounds today and come back on Sunday and Monday and regroup and full head of steam to Idaho.
Question here?
Yes.
Sorry. Put your hand up.
Try, I'm short. You have a lot of young guys who have to grow up early right now, but last week you said you wanted to see your offense step up. Do you feel like you saw that as the game progressed today?
Yeah, we made some plays. We made some plays. It just, when you come up short, it's not good enough. It's not good enough by anybody. And then you look in the mirror. So that all starts with me. So if we're coming up short, whether it's on the scoreboard or any position, that's me. I gotta get it fixed. It's in the job description.
Anybody else? One more.
Jace, I was just wondering, what it was like for you guys on the defense playing against the two quarterbacks, and especially because, they were running option with both of them, they were throwing it with both of them. It didn't really seem like there was all that much you could key on. What was that like? I mean, because that's a unique thing to face.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that.
I thought it was totally different. I mean, you don't really see that much. I mean, all week we knew they were going to play two quarterbacks, so it wasn't really anything we knew that was going to happen.
I mean, depending on who was in the game, 10 or 12, it was a different offense. As planned.